Students, in my previous lecture, I have informed you about the meristematic tissue. Now we will discuss about the permanent tissue, means another kind of tissue. So the cells of a permanent tissue derive from the division and differentiation of meristematic tissues, means all the permanent tissues are ultimately derived from meristematic tissue by division and differentiation. The second point here, which requires a specific rule, means when meristematic tissues would be there, then there will not be a specific role of those tissues. They just divide and form the new tissues, and they will help the plant to increase in their girth and length. But when they becomes the permanent tissue, then their role will be fixed and they will lose the ability to divide. So this is the division is the characteristic of the meristematic tissue. So the permanent tissue is having the second property is as they will not have the ability to divide. So 3 points are there under the permanent tissue. First one, it is formed by the meristematic tissue. The second point, it requires a specific role and lose. And the third point is to lose the ability to divide. It means the permanent tissues are not having the capability to divide. And the specific role means these cells will have a particular role in the plant's life. Now we'll see what is the meaning of differentiation. So differentiation is nothing but just when the meristematic tissue forms a new kind of tissue, that is permanent tissue, and its shape, size and function will be fixed. Means they will not just divide, their function will be fixed and their shape and size will be fixed. And the main property of the differentiated tissue is it will not divide at all. Now, on the basis of types of cell, permanent tissue can be classified into two categories. So these permanent tissues again divided into two categories. First one is the simple permanent tissue and another one is complex permanent tissue. So simple permanent tissues are having the property as they are homogeneous in nature, means all the cells of a simple permanent tissue will be composed of similar type of cells or tissues, means only one type of cells will form the simple permanent tissue. And again, it will be divided into three categories: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. However, on the other hand, in case of complex permanent tissue, these tissues are composed of two or more than two types of cells. But there is a one main point, that they will have a similar function. That's why they are called as tissue, and they are of again two types, xylem and phloem. So when we will talk about the plant tissue, the plant tissue is divided into two categories mainly: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is divided into three categories: apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. When we will talk about the permanent tissue can be divided into two types, two categories: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is composed of same types of cells and they are having the same function. And again, they will be divided into three categories: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. However, the complex permanent tissue is the tissue which is composed of two or more than two types of cells, but they are having the same function. And again, they will be divided into two categories: xylem and phloem. So now we will talk about the types of simple permanent tissue, and under this heading, the first tissue is parenchyma tissue. So we will see the characteristics of these tissues. So these are present in soft part of plant organs. These are living cells composed of thin and uniform walls. Intercellular space present. If intercellular space is present, then they will be loosely packed. So we can see the rough diagram of these tissues. So cells we can see here are loosely packed, and there is the intercellular space. Intercellular space means the space present between the cells. So a lot of spaces are there in between these cells, and these are present in the soft part of plants. This is the location of these parenchyma cells. These are living cells and composed of thin and uniform cells. So the walls of these parenchyma cells will be so much thin, and they help in food storage. So main function of these parenchyma cells are storage of food. Some cells contain chlorophyll. So these parenchyma cell are having different functions other than storage of food, such as photosynthesis. So some of the parenchyma cells which are having the chloroplast will be called as chlorenchyma, and some of the parenchyma cells help the aquatic plants to float on over the surface of water. So there will be air spaces in the intercellular spaces, and it helps the plant to float. And now these parenchyma cells will be called as aerenchyma. So we can see here aerenchyma and chlorenchyma. So aerenchyma and chlorenchyma is the type of parenchyma. If the chlorophyll is present inside this parenchyma cells, and they will participate in photosynthesis, then they will be called as chlorenchyma. And when the air is present inside this intercellular spaces, then they will be these cells will be now called as aerenchyma. The main function is packaging and storage. So we can see here parenchyma cell is participating in different functions. First one is the food storage. Second one is giving buoyancy to the aquatic plants. The third point is participating in photosynthesis and packing and storage. Now the second type of simple permanent tissue is collenchyma, and we will see the characteristics of these tissues. So first point under this collenchyma, supporting tissue has living cells, possess considerable strength and provides mechanical strength, provides flexibility in plants such as in tendrils and stem without breakage, have very little intercellular space, elongated cells often forms these tissues, irregularly thickened at corners, often contain chloroplast. So all these points come under collenchyma, and it explains these kind of cells. So the main function we can see here is to provide the mechanical strength to the plants, and especially in tendrils and stems. So tendrils and stems movement can be made without breakage due to these type of cells, and these cells are collenchyma cells. And when we see the tissue or cells, then we can see that these are irregularly thickened, and thickening is located at the corners. We can see here one cell of collenchyma is here, and we can see here that at the corners thickening is there, and there is a irregular thickening, means there is not a homogeneous thickening over all over the cells. So the thickening is located only at corner, and often they are having the chloroplast, means the second function of this collenchyma is to participate in photosynthesis. So we can see here when we talk about both of these cells, parenchyma and collenchyma, so both of these tissues are living cells, both are having intercellular space, but in case of parenchyma cells, intercellular space is more as compared to collenchyma. Here the wall is so much thin, but in case of collenchyma, at the corners there is a thickening, not all over the cell. Now these are involved in packaging as a packaging material, storage cells, and to provide the buoyancy and participate in photosynthesis. But in case of collenchyma cells, it is having mainly two functions. First one is to provide the mechanical strength, and the second function is to involved in photosynthetic process. Now we'll talk about the third type of cell under simple permanent tissue. So these cells are called as sclerenchyma. So we will see the characteristics of these sclerenchyma cells. Simple tissues composed of thick walled cells. Now we can see that these cells are homogeneously thick walled of an lignified parenchyma cells. So in case of these kind of cells, the parenchyma cells lignify and they used to form the sclerenchyma. Now, composed of dead cells, you can see that rest of the two cells under this simple permanent tissue are living cells. But in case of sclerenchyma, the cells are dead, devoid of cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is not there. Having lignified secondary wall means lignified cell wall is there, and intercellular space absent. So we can see here intercellular space is totally absent here, present in stems around the vascular bundles, veins of the leaves, and in hard covering of the seed, present in husk of the coconut. So we can see here that these cells are dead, intercellular space is absent, and these are present where the hardening of the tissues are there. Means ultimately sclerenchyma provides the total mechanical strength to the plants, and sclerenchyma can again be divided into two types, fibers and sclerites.